Doing NBA player props here on PrizePicks for Friday, April 28th. It is Flex Friday here on PrizePicks. If you are not yet signed up for PrizePicks, you can use promo code TUFF to sign up, or use the link in the description. They will match 100% of your first deposit. Discord link is in the description as well, where I do post, or I guess Discord link is free. Patreon link is in the description, where I do post all the plays here that I'm making on PrizePicks for each given sport that I do play. Again, I do need to mention as well, I'm not a gambling expert, and this is not financial advice. This is simply just plays I'm personally looking at making. Hopefully give you guys some insight and analysis to then make your own player prop decisions here. But let's get into it, you guys. We have the two games here on the NBA slate, two absolutely insane game sixes here. The Warriors are 7.5 point favorites here at home, a 236 over-under against the Kings in a game six, a closeout game here. And then the Lakers are 4.5 point favorites with a 220 over-under back at home versus the Memphis Grizzlies. So both of the teams that are up 3-2 are at home. We can expect, both the stars on both sides, or all four teams, to play massive minutes here. Again, game six, closeout games are super important, obviously, and super fun to bet on. So let's not waste any time, you guys. I got two plays here that I'm targeting from these two games. It's going to be one play from each game. Both of these plays are going to be fantasy scores here. Last video, again, I haven't made a video in about 4 or 5 days. Actually was on vacation with some family. Back on the upload grind here on YouTube for these videos, but coming off last video where we went 2 for 2, we hit on both of the YouTube plays. So hopefully looking to keep that up here tonight. But yeah, let's not waste any time. All I ask is please drop a like on this video and hit that subscribe button if you have not yet already. But let's go. So the first one is going to be Draymond Green over 30.5 fantasy score. So Draymond Green obviously got suspended for that game 3 and has come back and played 2 games now off the bench. Right, he's expected to come off the bench again here. Has played 2 games off the bench and has really thrived. His back-to-back games, 39.5 fantasy and 48.3 fantasy in back-to-back games here coming off the bench for the Golden State Warriors. So I definitely think him coming off the bench is obviously giving him more of a scoring load. He needs to score the ball a little bit more playing with that second unit. But him playing with that second unit is really helping him for fantasy purposes. You can see here, this is just the RotoWire recap here. So Green came off the bench for the second game in a row and thrived again, ending as one of Golden State's top scoring threats while making an impact defensively and as a playmaker. He's expected to continue to come off the bench until further notice, but Green will remain valuable in most fantasy formats if he keeps playing like this while logging 30+ minutes. So regardless of him coming off the bench, he has played 30+ minutes in both of these games now back to back, 31 and 32. But yeah, I'm not sure why PrizePicks has this as 39.5 fantasy on against Sacramento here when he had he actually had 42.5, so I'm not really sure why that's showing there 39.5. That could be an error, so keep that in mind, you guys. I would say StatMuse is a little bit more, I guess, generally more correct as far as these stats go. But if you take a look at these last 2 games, 42.5 and 48.3 fantasy over his last 2, playing 30+ minutes, 12, 10, 7, 2, and 1, taking 14 field goal attempts in game 4, and then 21, 4, 7, 4 steals, 1 block, taking 8 field goal attempts in game 5. So we're seeing Draymond Green be ultra aggressive offensively. We can see here Draymond Green in his career, but in playoff games, close out games, right? He's played extremely well. They're going to need him to play extremely well tonight. These are in his career, right? Obviously has had a very lengthy career, especially in the playoffs. These are his career playoff closeout games, right? To close out a series. Look at the hit rate, all right? All we need is 30.6 fantasy points. He's hit this in every closeout game except for 2 in his career, back in 2019 and then last year. 28.4 and 18.9 are his only 2 misses. He's hit this in every single other closeout game in his career playing for the Golden State Warriors, right? Every single, look at last season in closeout games. He's hitting 4 straight closeout games dating back to last season. Actually, I mean, he's actually hitting like, what is this? Probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 of his last 10 playoff games to close out a series. He's hit 43, 31, 37, and 45 over his last 4. I definitely can see Draymond Green in a closeout game where he saw the, what do you see? 32 minutes last game. I could see him playing 32+ minutes tonight in a closeout game here. We take a look at fantasy points per minute for Draymond Green. He's averaging over his last 5, 1.16 fantasy points per minute. Like I said, Draymond Green coming off the bench, we're expecting him to continue to play 30+ minutes. Him coming off the bench is increasing his scoring output, increasing what he needs to do offensively. I love Draymond Green tonight at 30.5. I think it's just a little bit too low, and I do think this maybe has a chance to bump up to 31. As we are already kind of seen a lot of fantasy scores bump. LeBron was at 51.5. Earlier this morning, Kevin Looney was at 31.5. So Draymond Green at 30, I think, is great value in my opinion. I'm taking the over on that. And then the other play is going to be Anthony Davis over 55.5 fantasy. So I'm seeing a ton of people on LeBron today at 50.5. He bumped up to 51. I do like Bron tonight, but I do actually love Anthony Davis tonight as well. Again, Anthony Davis has been a topical conversation as far as him being aggressive. And if you guys don't know, I am a diehard Laker fan here. So I watch these games, through and through, right, beginning to end, and I watch Anthony Davis. And when Anthony Davis is playing aggressive and looking for his shots and really being engaged offensively, obviously he's going to be engaged defensively, but when he's engaged offensively, the Lakers are pretty hard to beat. I think most of you guys can agree with me that Anthony Davis is the X factor for the Lakers here. But we're in Game 6, right, and the Lakers 67.9, 66.4, and 63.3. So he's hit the over on this in this series. In what is this? Or let's just take a look at his game log versus Memphis. So in this series now so far, he's hit this in 3 of 5 games, right? 67.9, 66.4, 63.3. His 2 misses, obviously a high floor, 41.3 and 42.2. We take a look at Anthony Davis's game log this season versus Memphis, including the playoffs. He already, just first Memphis this season, right? He's faced Memphis now 7 times, and he's hit the over on this in 5 of 7 games, right? 59.9, 60.8. 63.3, 66.4, 67.9. We know Anthony Davis can make an impact defensively. Obviously, the defensive stats in this series have been absolutely massive. He's had 3 stocks here, 6 stocks here, 5 stocks here, 5 stocks here, and 10 stocks. So he's had at least 3 stocks in every single game in this series. What I like about this play, though, Anthony Davis has already talked about how he's ready to play 48 minutes tonight in Game 6 if they need to, right? I expect this game to be close. We know Memphis is a good team. They're the 2 seed for a reason. They're not going to just lay over and let the Lakers win this game, although Lakers are 4.5-point favorites here. But Anthony Davis, take a look at this breakdown. This is when Anthony Davis is on the bench. Memphis up in the quarter 1, up 13-4. In quarter 2, up 5-4. In quarter 3, they're up 7-0. In quarter 4, they're up 7-6. So overall, in 6 minutes, in 4 seconds with Wenyen Gabriel on the floor, Memphis is up 12-10. And in 4 minutes and 48 seconds when AD is off the floor, they're up 20-4. In a must-win game for the Lakers. Lakers do not. Me as a Laker fan, I don't want the Lakers to go back to a Game 7 in Memphis. The Lakers need to close the game out tonight. AD already talking about playing 48 minutes tonight. I can see him playing 40-plus minutes. We take a look at the hit rate. Anthony Davis playing 38-plus minutes this season. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of 9 games he has hit the over on this. Hasn't had anything lower than 42.2. But has hit this over in 7 of 9 games when he plays 38-plus minutes. I can definitely see him playing 40-plus minutes tonight. We've kind of seen him. The minutes have kind of been staggered for AD. Overall, I mean, he played 42 minutes here in a Game 5 where he played really poorly. Still had 42.2, but he went 12 and 11. It's kind of been every other game here, right? So I guess based on this, we could see kind of a down game for AD, but I definitely think he's going to be ultra aggressive. I think he knows the situation, knows what needs to happen here. And I just think AD, being the monster that he is, averaging 1.46 fantasy points per minute, just absolutely insane. 1.46. If we see him play 40-plus minutes, that should be well over 55.5 fantasy points for him tonight. So fantasy points overall, fantasy scores have been good to us here, betting on NBA, especially the playoffs. I love these 2 plays here. Let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about these 2. Drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and as always, let's cash.